Module 1, Lesson 28, Blur caused by subject and camera movement. In this lesson, you'll learn about how your shutter speed is important when photographing a moving subject and when you're in low light. A moving subject will blur because of the relationship between how fast it's moving and the shutter speed you've chosen. The faster your subject is moving, the faster your shutter speed needs to be to avoid motion blur. I touched on this back in Lesson 14 when I was teaching about shutter priority mode. If you're photographing people walking, you will not need such a fast shutter speed to freeze them as you would need for birds or insects flying. Because their wings move so fast, you'll need a much faster shutter speed to capture them so they're sharp. If you're photographing a moving subject and see in your photos that it's blurred, you'll need to choose a faster shutter speed if you want it to appear sharp. Choosing a shutter speed below what you can comfortably handhold will produce blur across your entire composition. This is because it's easy to move your camera even slightly as you take a photo. Back in the challenge that's part of Lesson 2, you will have discovered the slowest shutter speed you can use comfortably to avoid camera shake problems. A faster shutter speed will also avoid problems of blur caused by camera shake. Choosing a higher ISO setting will allow you to use a faster shutter speed. A high ISO setting means the sensor becomes more responsive to light and requires less light for a good exposure. This means you can use faster shutter speeds and avoid blurring. Using a tripod or placing your camera on a stable surface will help you avoid blurring from camera shake. Module 1, Photography Course Challenge number 28. The aim of this challenge is to help you better understand the relationship between a moving subject and the shutter speed you choose. Using a tripod or with your camera on a stable surface, photograph a number of moving subjects. Try photographing people walking, dogs running, traffic, or a bouncing ball. Any number of subjects which are moving at different speeds. Take a series of photos of each subject, all with different shutter speeds. This way, you will begin to see the relationship between the speed your subject is moving compared to the length of time your shutter is open. The faster your subject is moving, the faster your shutter speed will need to be to keep it from being blurred in your photos. Take careful notes of your observations so you can compare them with your photos later. Intentional motion blur can enhance the feeling of movement in a photograph. Left to chance, a shutter speed that's slow will cause problems. Carefully controlled slow shutter speeds will produce blurring that brings a picture to life. Waterfalls with silky softness, panning moving subjects, or even portraits with movement around the subject can be very effective. Key points from this lesson are: a moving subject might blur because of the relationship between how fast it's moving and the shutter speed. Using a slow shutter speed when you're hand-holding your camera can cause blurring. Choosing a higher ISO setting will allow you to use a faster shutter speed.